All right, 3 things, literal or metaphorical, that are part of my writing process. Number 1, chaos. Number 2, Post-it notes with which to order the chaos. Number 3, a chai latte to keep me going. Post-it notes are a really huge part of my creative process. I am a very chaotic writer when I'm drafting. I draft out of order. I will just be, oh, here's a scene. Here's a snippet of dialogue. Here's a character. And so I'm just kind of throwing things onto the page. Usually I'm typing. Sometimes I'm handwriting. And there comes a point when I have a little bit of a mess of just scenes and fragments and pages and ideas and characters and just stuff that I know all fits one narrative. And at some point I will have to print that out and try to make sense of it. And it's usually around the 80-page mark on a manuscript that'll be 150 or 200 pages. And at that point, I start using Post-it notes to keep track of all the different fragments that I've written. So each scene fragment will go on a Post-it note. I will usually color code them with different colors depending on which maybe plot or subplot it comes from, or which character's point of view it's from in a multiple viewpoint novel, for example, or which thread of the story it's part of, like a main plot, a subplot, or following different action beats. For the -1 Club, for example, I had Post-it notes for Kermit's storyline, just the forward storyline with the -1 Club. I had a Post-it note color for Kermit and his relationship with Matt, his newest friend. I had a storyline for Kermit and his parents, a color for that. I had a color for these dream sequences that Kermit has with his sister. He's asleep and he's dreaming, but he's having memories of her and sort of dream sequences. So I had a color for that. And then I had a color for actual flashbacks, where he flashed back in time to scenes with his sister that really happened, or scenes with his parents that really happened. And so I think those were the 5 different colors that I had. Oh, I also had a color for his relationship with his best friend, Alex, which, he's been a solid friend for all these years, but then of course things change when he's in this grief mode and he has these new friends who he feels like understand him. So there's some tension there. And so there were scenes that were related to that storyline. So I had all of that laid out and then had to kind of organize them and figure it out. And because the -1 Club is actually written in vignettes, it stays kind of fragmented, but I had to figure out how to put everything in order and have it make sense. And so the Post-it notes help with that process. So that's a concrete thing that I use. I think another physical thing is going to be a chai latte. I'm a big fan of writing in a coffee shop. So the place would be a coffee shop, but the physical thing is a chai latte. That's what I love. That's my drink. And so if you give me a chai latte and you put me in a coffee shop, boom, I can start churning out pages. And metaphorical thing, I'm going to go with chaos. Did I mention that I'm a chaotic writer? Everything about my process is chaotic. And so, I think that's pretty much the key thing. Really, chaos, eventually ordering things out of the chaos using Post-it notes. That's pretty much the process. Post-it notes and chai lattes help me create order out of chaos. That's